Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of TeaTime with Kutcher Travels. I'm Eric.
And I'm Alice.
And this week we are here live. Actually, this is the living room that we're in Disney's Riviera Resort on Walt Disney World property here in Florida. So we decided that we'd start with some of the questions that people have asked us either while we were down here or also things that they wanted to know about for us heading down here, how things would be, what the mask rules are, what's changed, things like that. So.
Yeah, we've been getting several questions, comments from different clients, different people on our Facebook page, and people just seem to be curious about how Disney is right now with the COVID restrictions starting to lift. Have they lifted? How much has lifted? What is it still the Disney that I know and love? Where does everything stand? So first thing I got a lot of questions about was mask requirements. Recently, Disney has relaxed some of their mask requirements. Masks are still required indoors. But if you're walking on the grounds of the Riviera, so the hotel what we're in, or in the parks, if you're doing any of the common areas outside, you can be without your mask. However, once you're in line for a ride, once you're on the attractions, you have to wear a mask.
And one of the big things is that is different from what Universal's rules are currently, which is making things a little bit confusing, I think, to some of the guests that are down in Orlando and are going to both places. Because over at Universal right now, they have lifted indoor and outdoor mask requirements for fully vaccinated. Disney has not yet announced that. So basically, you're walking down Main Street, USA, and you feel like you need to pull down the mask, no problem. You turn to go into Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom, still walking down, no problem. You want to go on Buzz Lightyear, the minute you get to that line, mask goes up. That is the rule as it stands at this moment on Walt Disney World property.
Yeah, and with the mask, good rule of thumb, even with that we've done with our kids, is if you have somebody over the age of over two, just have a mask with you. We have autoimmune diseases in our family, high-risk family members, so even if we are walking down Main Street, USA, and we're getting to one of the congested areas, and if you've gone to Disney, you know what we're talking about. They still have those congested areas because people are posing for the pictures with the castle in the background. They're posing for the friendship statue of Mickey and Minnie, or Mickey and Walt. Thank you, honey. It's been a long day at the parks.
Sorry.
Anytime you do any of those, you're going to hit a lot of congestion. And for us, we feel more comfortable when we get into those high traffic areas. We put the mask on because you're going to have people that aren't 3 feet, 6 feet away from you, and everybody's got their own comfort level. You do you. Just make sure you bring a mask for everybody, so that way when you get to the ride lines, when you get to the attractions, when you're going inside, when you're doing any of the transportation, the buses, the Skyliner, you have that mask on you. And you may want to bring a spare in case somebody loses it or drops it or it breaks. So if you're doing a disposable one, the paper, surgical ones, make sure to bring an extra in case the ties or ropes on it happen to break.
Or even if you want to change it throughout the day. I mean, it's no joke. It's hot and it's humid. It's Florida, people. It's going to be that. So,
and I know one day this week we had to bring out our son's his cloth one. It was kind of really sweaty, but he's a boy who happens to sweat a lot when it gets hot. So if you happen to have somebody that's like that, you're going to want to do like a couple masks throughout the day so they're comfortable. And one of the things I find that helps me in the heat with the mask is I do a light fabric one. The Disney ones currently are amazing. They're a very lightweight fabric, and they do pass the candle test. So if anyone knows the candle test, you have to try to blow out a candle while you're wearing the mask. If you can't do it, it's a good mask. If you can, or if it's a little, you may want to double up kind of deal. But I'm wearing a mask. I slip a mitt in if it's going to be something where I'm going to be on a long attraction. I put a mitt or a piece of hard candy in there, and it kind of helps me a little bit, so I don't feel quite as hot in it.
So another question that I know I've been asked is this the same Disney that I knew growing up? So a couple of things. One, dining plan. Yes, they're extremely popular. Yes, everybody loves them, including us. Mm-hmm. No, they have not officially announced a date for dining plans to return. That being said, it is a very popular item. Mm-hmm. So I have no doubt that at some future date, it may return. But as far as official dates, there has been no official date of that. Mm-hmm. Fast passes. People might have heard about that lovely glitch that happened over the last few days, where some people were able to open up their My Disney Experience account and create Fast Pass. Guess what? Disney did not authorize that. There are no Fast Passes at this moment, unfortunately. However, one thing to know is if you have somebody in your party who requires a disability access pass.
Yes, the DAS pass, the Disability Assistance Pass.
Go to guest services, talk to guest services. 9 times out of 10, you will be able to get a DAS pass for whatever condition that person in your party has. Does that mean that you're going to be able to walk up to Slinky Dog's 70-minute wait and instantly get on the ride? No, it does not. You are still going to be waiting an amount of time, but you are given a time to come back to that attraction and be able to play out your day accordingly. Based on that.
Yeah, it's one of the things that have been saving me in this heat. Has been using my DAS pass, and it's one for me and the family. Every time you go to the park, if you're not going with your traditional family, you can go to guest services. If you've had one in the past, just do yourself a favor, check at the beginning of your trip to make sure that it's active and still good, because they are valid for only 60 days. Mm-hmm. And they will give you the expiration date when you get there. And there's no way to check on My Disney Experience or anything like that about it. You just have to go to guest services. They can look you up by scanning your band, and they can make sure that everyone in your party is linked to you. And the person that has the pass needs to be the one making the return times. So you just go up to the Fast Pass or go up to any of the cast members at the attractions and just say, I need to schedule a return time. Just be forewarned. There was some people that were a little hot-headed this afternoon at some of the attractions. So not everybody understands that patience is a virtue when it comes to these things. And
just
looks can be deceiving on whether or not somebody can qualify for a DAS pass. So remember, not all disabilities are ones we can see like wheelchairs.
So definitely keep that in mind. So next I wanted to talk a little bit about the Riviera Resort that we're staying at. We actually have a picture of what was the falls called?
It's more like an infinity pool kind of deal. When you first come into the walkway to get into the main entrance of the hotel, they have this on either side of the walkway. Walkway is the best way to describe the word for it. And this picture I took last night as we were coming back from Magic Kingdom yesterday. I was trying to remember which park we went to. It's been a long week already. And I just love the fact that this is the whole feel of this resort, you can say with this. It's just peaceful and calm, and the whole thing is set up like the French Riviera.
Yes.
You're going to, I didn't get a chance to take any photos yet of the back entrance, those murals, those mosaic ones.
There's mosaics.
With, what was it? Tangled on one side, and then
Panels on the
Peter
other.
Pan on the other side, which was an amazing one. Even if you don't end up staying here, it is fun to take the skyline too, and just walk the resort. Take a look at the grounds of it. That's one thing that people can do is if you're looking for a down day and you don't feel like going down to Disney Springs, you just come to the resorts and you can take the skyline or take the Disney buses and go around and check them out. I mean, we stayed this week so far at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And had an amazing view there. And from there, we went.
We got to see a lot of animals.
Yeah.
From our Animal Kingdom stay, which was great because we didn't plan on staying in a Savannah View room. And when we got there and I was checking us in, I asked the lady if they still had the night vision goggles that they used to have prior to COVID, where you could go outside at nighttime, use night vision goggles, and be able to see the animals at night. She said, we don't have that anymore at this point, but let me see what type of pixie dust I could do for your guys' stay. And we actually got upgraded to a 2-bedroom Savannah View room. So here's some photos of some of the animals that we were actually able to see directly from our balcony. On the 5th level at Animal Kingdom Kidani Village, we got to see giraffes being fed. We got to see zebras. We got to see
some birds, some cattle. They have a whole list. Typically, before COVID, they used to keep a list of animals that you might see in your room. Unfortunately, that was one of the things they got rid of with COVID. But throughout the resort, if you go down to the main level of the resort, they have different pictures out and talk a little bit about the animals going around that main level. So, and if you've ever been on the Animal Kingdom Safari, these are the same animals that you'd be seeing on the safari, because the Savannah View rooms look over the back end of that safari. So it's not something you could see from the safari, this hotel, but basically you're just looking at it from 2 different angles here. So, and
it's a great way if you're somebody that says, hey, you know what, I'm not going to have time, or I don't have much of an interest in going over to Animal Kingdom theme park while I'm here.
Or my kids don't have patience to deal with the walking there, because that park is a long one to walk around, and it's the furthest park out. So if you're doing the transportation to get there is only buses.
Yeah.
So that would be a bus ride from whichever resort you're coming from, or if you're driving down and parking at Ticket Transportation or anything like that, it's going to be a little bit of a hike for you.
But you could get a room in one of these Savannah View rooms, and there's nothing like waking up to a giraffe outside your balcony. I mean, it's a pretty incredible feeling.
Have breakfast out on your deck, your patio there, on your balcony, and just go out there with the kids, have breakfast there. We'll have them watch the animals as they're eating, and usually you can catch the giraffes and some of the other animals being fed. Now, I did do a room tour of our 2-bedroom suite over there on our Facebook page. So if you have a chance, go check that out. It was posted a couple of days ago.
And that's just on Facebook. It's just at Kutcher Travels. And you can find it there.
Yeah. Now, one thing I like about this resort, I mean, Animal Kingdom is a little bit out there, and I like when we go on vacation, I like that peace and quiet, that far out there. off the beaten path there. And that's great about Animal Kingdom. This Riviera one's a little bit closer to the action. We're right here on the Skyliner. So if you've seen that one, that's the one that looks like the little bird cages coming down that they use to transport people from Riviera, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and a handful of the other resorts.
And the great thing with that is you don't have to worry about what time a bus is coming or driving your car over and paying for parking. This, you just hop on a Skyliner and they go continuously from 8 in the morning until an hour after the parks close.
Yep.
For Hollywood Studios and for Epcot. So it's nice and easy transportation. We, for only one time on the Skyliner, we were with another group. Besides that, it was just the 5 of us in the Skyliner compartment, and it's a nice, easy, breezy ride.
That was one thing that I had heard a lot of questions about back when the Skyliner had opened was they're not putting air conditioning in those units. So how hot is that going to be in the summer? Well, it's been, close to 90. You got the Florida humidity of, like 102. And those Skyliners have been so relaxing, so refreshing. I counted the windows that they had open. There were 6 of them on them. So you have like 3 on one side, 2 on the other, and then 1 on the outer side. And then you have the doors on the other outer side. And there was such a great breeze going this afternoon as we were heading back to the room. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, for a layout of the room, I keep wanting to mention that. Sorry, honey.
Go on.
But if anyone's ever stayed at Grand Floridian, but like the rooms, but didn't like the fact that it was a monorail resort because it was too close to the action, Riviera or any of these guys over here were going to be great. Riviera, to me, it seems like a mirror image of Grand Floridian.
With one tiny exception, the bathroom in
the
villas in Grand Floridian has a TV in the same bathroom with the tub. The Riviera's claw tub does not have a TV, but everything else is very similar.
It's still a ramen tub. It's still got the bubbles. Still jacuzzi. Now, what were you going to say, sweetheart?
I was just going to say for the Skyliner, the Riviera is also one stop away from Epcot. And right now, Epcot has their Flower and Garden Festival going on. It's a great time to come down to Epcot and see how they take these plants and trees and flowers and turn them into different character scenes. I mean, there was Kermit the Frog on a bike. There was Miss Piggy. There was a Toy Story one.
Woody and Bo Peep. And that's just some of the ones I was able to take pictures of. There was a butterfly one that we had our picture taken in front of with the photo pass.
There was a Figment one in front of Journey
to Imagination with Figment. In the past, I've even seen Lightning McQueen, a car one.
And they've done.
I mean, they are so creative on these. And then it's not just the fact that you've got all these topiary works of art there. You have food. Because when would Epcot have a festival without having food and drinks? I mean,
and it's food that you wouldn't normally have at Epcot places. So you're walking around and there could be a grilled corn.
There was one place on the way to Mexico
with garlic herb butter crusted all over it. There's all different types of drinks that you could get.
There's one booth that's all like citrus.
Yeah.
So it's all citrus. They have a little figurine that sipper that you can get that's orange, and then a whole bunch of other stuff. There was maple grilled maple pound cake with a fruit compote there. I'm going to be posting some pictures on our Facebook page later because there's just so many pictures of different things there. Now, to really experience that at Epcot, you're going to see the pieces of artwork for the Flower and Garden all floating throughout the park. But to really get a taste for the food and the big building that has all of that, you're going to want to go into the World Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, all around the World Showcase, every country has their own versions of these different things, and that's with the different festivals that Epcot has. I mean, when we were down here in February for
that was the art one.
Art festival. Mm-hmm. They had food that had like a art palette that you could paint your own
that's usually a big one that they've done
that.
For desserts. It's usually a like cookie or a white chocolate square and paint by color in a sense, and it's food, little like icing food coloring type thing that you paint on there. Then in the fall they have the wine and
Food and Wine Festival.
Yep, that one is,
which is huge down there.
Now they did do the wine and food one. They did do limited last fall. Obviously with COVID and everything like that, it was limited, but they are looking like they're going to probably do it again here this year as well. Very limited, but they still have a variety of the foods that you can try, all different things, and then a lot of the times you can get like a little passport at guest services, and you can get like a little stamp. They usually have like a stamper, think of those little kid stampers that you can get, and they do a little stamp at the end, and then if you collect them all, they usually do something. If anything, it's just something you can brag about. And of course, all the drinking around the world games and snacking throughout the world things that everyone loves to do.
And the other thing that people have asked that we didn't get to yet is, are there parades? Are there fireworks? At this moment,
sort of. Sorry, to the point. For the parades, I think the word would be sort of.
Yes. Basically, there is, fireworks-wise, there is no set date for fireworks to return. That being said, when we were down here on Sunday evening, they were testing fireworks.
But no date has been
announced. As far as parades go, cavalcades is the way that it looks like it's going to be for the foreseeable future, which is not an issue at all. And there are going to be some very interesting cavalcades for the Boo Bash, which is coming to Magic Kingdom from August 10th to October 31st, including...
Yeah, it's like 20-something dates for that.
Yeah, and including Jack Skellington, Sally, and Oogie Boogie cavalcade, which I am definitely looking forward to, and the return of Maleficent Fire Dragon cavalcade.
Now, one thing we probably want to, expand on is what the cavalcade is.
Go ahead.
Because some people who aren't Disney fanatics and, live, die, and breathe by Disney might not understand what it is. Basically, they're mini parades. We saw one earlier today that was at Hollywood Studios. It started out with Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible walking down, followed by in a convertible was Edna Mode, their designer who makes all their costumes for them, followed by another car that had Buzz in it.
Buzz.
And Woody was walking around and Jesse. And that was it.
And that's it.
It was just short, sweet. Oh, and Sully was with them leaving.
And then over at Magic Kingdom, they had a cart going down Main Street that had a bunch of princesses in it.
Yeah.
And also a couple of princes as well.
Yep. There was, I think, Aladdin was in there. I'm trying to remember which princesses it was. I think
Jasmine was in there. Cinderella was in there. And then they also had Alice.
Yep. And in the first car was Flynn Rider.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's just some of them. I mean, I've seen Tinkerbell coming down with one. I've seen an actual, the main princesses, Cinderella, Snow White, those guys on a big one. Then there's like a mini one with Mickey and the gang. Over at Hollywood Studios, they also have a Disney Junior one.
Mm-hmm.
So that one is usually
Vampirina and Fancy Nancy, Doc McStuffins.
Yeah, those kind of characters.
And then over at Animal Kingdom, they have them on the lake, going around. You have Rafiki and
Chip and Dale,
Pumbaa. We saw Chip and Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's a lot of walkways going over the water at Animal Kingdom, and you just happen to look over, and there you go. Also at Epcot, we happened to just run across Joy. She was walking around on the grass over in a secluded area. She's just walking around, waving to people. In the past, last time we were here, we even saw Winnie the Pooh there. Mm-hmm.
And Mary Poppins, too, walking around the Tea Garden.
Yep, she was over at the Tea Gardens in the World Showcase in the United Kingdom area. There's a big tea store, and they actually made
Twinings.
Yep, they made a tea garden with the different blends of tea, so you can actually see what the plants are. So obviously, I was over there checking that out, being the teaholic I am.
But yeah, so basically, is this the exact same Disney that you remember? No, it isn't. We're not going to sugarcoat it.
No.
But there are a lot of good things going on in Disney right now. Some things I really hope, and it looks like they are going to keep.
At least for the time being.
And definitely feel free to reach out to us. Like us and follow us on our Facebook page, or drop us a line on our emails. Alice's is Alice at KutcherTravels.com. Mine is Eric at KutcherTravels.com. We'll be happy to talk to you some more, answer any questions you have about Disney, and get you set up with a wonderful, magical vacation.
Well, I think that's all we have time for tonight. I think we covered a little bit about what we've been doing down here in Disney, and we hope to talk to you guys soon.
Talk to you soon.
Safe travels. Take care.
Bye-bye.